So today we have something a little bit weird, a little bit different. This is Hot Wheels Kinetic Interactive Technology Kit Racing. This is a car kit. It has stats for some reason. It's slightly like an intelligent car kit for building. So this is one of those strange gimmicks that Hot Wheels did in the sort of that kind of weird period. Yeah, but the looks of this is 2002. I don't believe these lasted particularly long as a product, so should be interesting. But here's all the various parts. Here's the stats of the four main cars. I don't know if they did more. An example of the test track that you could get for them. The idea is there were certain points that affected how the cars operated based on their quote-unquote stats. So, for example, this one has a lot of, is good on road or something, but not so good with corners. Whereas RPM has better cornering, but maybe not so good slalom. Whereas slalom, obviously, is good at slaloming, obviously. So energy should be interesting in straight lines. It does say for use on smooth surfaces, so this might be an awkward one to use. So we have some instructions here of these parts. So the change parts, change performance. So in theory, these are like interchangeable pieces. So this is better on cornering. This one's better on, I guess, top speed and slaloming. This one's better at straight lines, etc., etc. Maybe like acceleration, maybe, for straight lines. You have two types of motors, three types of heat sinks. This kind of also teaches you a little bit about like engineering and electronics and stuff like that. Kind of. You have like different axles, different wheel types, different types of tires even. So you've got what would I guess would be slicks maybe. I don't know how slicks are better on corners, but you know. You're hatched, and then your sidewall. I don't know what type of. I don't actually know what the names are. Different types of suspensions, and then different types of gearing. So you have big gears, medium gears, small gears. Yeah. Test track configuration influences car performance. We knew that. It is weird. It's like bringing on. There we go. So miles per hour, right? High spot, top speed, energy, long distance per charge. So it's endurance, right? Rapid acceleration and slalom, right? Handling. Okay. So speed, endurance, acceleration, and cornering are the four types of stats. Okay. Look at these pieces in more detail. So I think this is the charger. So you spin this, and then you press this, and it gives charge through what I would assume is this. I haven't plugged any batteries in yet, so I'm not at risk of electrocution. I don't think you could electrocute yourself anyway with this. At least I hope not. And then, yep. How do I stop the... Okay, I guess once you start it, it just doesn't... it locks here, so it locks. You have to push it all the way back to lock it again. Okay, I don't know why there's a relevance of that system. It's the idea of giving a maximum charge. This looks like a belt clip, which is a bit weird. I don't think I'd want to clip this to my belt. This weird looking Omnitrix thing. There's again another type of clip thing or something. Also, that's where you put the batteries in. Okay, we'll get into this in a bit. That's the controller. We have the body kit, which is this kind of buggy looking piece in green and transparent blue with a little bit of white there. Kind of interesting looking, a little weird. We have what I assume is the chassis, so you put all the parts in this main chassis. I assume you put the bodywork on top somehow. Just kind of just loosely clips over the top. I think that's correct. I think. We have the wheels and axles, which are geared on the inside, and one set's slightly bigger than the other, so I'm not sure what this front or back situation is going to be. So technically, you see it's starting to shape up quite nicely. Let's go grab the tires. There we go, and with real riders applied, what effectively would be an early version of real riders anyway. It now is a car, technically. And you could theoretically stop there if you just wanted to collect these as an actual Hot Wheels car, in theory. But we'll add the actual mechanical stuff now. Yeah, I can see why these were discontinued. So, in trying to put the bottom guard bit on, that just snapped off. You can kind of see it. I might have to re-glue it, but otherwise, I'll have to like re-glue it or something. Another thing is you got all these like, you know, push-out parts. You don't get clippers with it. I had to use Warhammer clippers, things like that. I can kind of see how these are discontinue. Another thing I seriously dislike is stickers on this. This was probably a premium product for Hot Wheels in the day. Why don't you just print the things on the thing? You know, you can do things like ground effects, which were also around at the time, and things like that. Just print the prints on the part, rather than having people haphazardly apply really awkward stickers. Like, some of these are actually hard to put on than Lego stickers. Like, why? Particularly stickers around a rounded object. This is in the instructions to do it this way. Really weird. But in theory, once I stick that on, that is the card done. And it does actually look pretty cool. So then we have the completed build. It's quite delicate because this is still... I basically had to glue this directly onto that, so I kind of committed to that now, which is a little annoying. I think I can take the top off and on, but this will now be glued to that, which... Yeah. I feel like they could have done a better way of connecting that into that, or used a bit of, you know, underneath a bit, just thicker plastic, so this doesn't... So these contacts underneath don't snap so easily. The other thing was this, because of this system, you get burrs on them. Again, another reason for Warhammer clippers and filing and stuff like that. So nothing really fits absolutely perfectly because there's burrs. Realistically, I don't really get why, because you had all those other bits in those little sections, why you couldn't just have those little pieces in those little bits without doing all of this, so you eliminate burrs. Yeah, so we have this thing now. I've put some batteries in the charger thing, but I can't realistically test this because this is still very delicate. Okay, so I actually think I can't even test the charging system anyway. There is a little light up here which says, but it doesn't really seem to be doing anything, so I don't actually know if this even works anymore, which is slightly annoying. That's a little tragic. So... let me know if this is actually supposed to do anything whilst not on a track, or if the charging system is just 4 track sections in of itself. But yeah, it's an interesting little vehicle. I think these are, again, for on the track specifically, so they don't really do anything by themselves. Although it does give me kind of Battle Force 5 / Speed Racer power-up, you know, weapons vibes, so that's kind of cool. And the gear function, the fact that it has gear functions and a motor and stuff is pretty interesting too. Yeah, I think this is all pretty cool. It's just a shame that these things are so poorly built. I might see at some point eventually getting some track pieces and stuff, and maybe another 1 or 2 of these. This did cost me 10 quid, which may be a little rich, but I mean, I bought this down in Pending, so I kind of don't care. Yeah, it's an interesting little thing. Hopefully we'll do more videos on this in the future. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this. If you ever had one of these back when they were new, how they're supposed to work. Any information would be really great, as there's not really that much information out there on these. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time in the Diecast Den, part of Rust and Gasoline. Bye for now.